Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justskeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we're back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. Silence. It is crazy. Anticipation. Yeah, your radio's working just fine. Don't worry about it. It's not broken. It's not skipping.
3.
Wow, that even two different languages.
Had to hit him with the, the whiplash. You never knew what was coming.
Yeah, you don't know what to expect, right? You never know let them know your next move, right?
No, always move in silence.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for now. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. How you been today?
It's been cool. Had church this morning and just been vibing out. What about you?
Oh, good, bro. Like I said, I had some good football day today. Got one more day tomorrow. And I think the season's over after that. Nope, I got one more week after that. I lied. I got one more Saturday, and that's it. So
that's not bad. That's
good.
That's
looking
good.
Forward to it. Getting adjusted to the new job and everything. Mm-hmm. I got an amazing backpack that I can't wear to work because I went to the UNR graduation for NST. Shout out to all the NST kids that just graduated. So proud of you guys. But it's UNR. Mm-hmm. So I got a backpack with a UNR logo on it. And I'm like, oh, this is my new work bag for UNLV. So I'm gonna rock that UNLV now from now on. So rep my set still, no matter what. So they say something to me. Oh well, I graduated from here. This is my alma mater. So I'm gonna rep this. So ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special episode for you guys. Again, as always, you already know every episode gets better and better. And for today's episode, we have another very special guest, bringing him back to the microphone for the 5th time.
I think so.
About 5? Yeah, about 5 times. I'm probably 5 or 6 times. I bring to my phone my lovely cousin, Mr. Marvin Jackson. How we doing, fam?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain. Still alive.
Exactly. Still alive. See you another day, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I feel that, bro. Blessing every day.
Starting to get hot outside. That's all I know.
Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, we gotta turn off the AC, record this. I'm like, we gotta make this a quick hour.
That part.
Man, for real. But yeah, families, thank you for joining us today, man. I feel like we have a good topic that you actually brought to our attention that we haven't talked about yet. And I was like, wow, from the people that we are, you thought we would talk about this already. Mm-hmm. So today's topic is therapy. And I kind of just want to talk about, how therapy is good for us, the benefits of therapy, some of the negative stereotypes of therapy, and, just why everybody should be going to therapy. So my first question to just open up the floor would be, why do you think everybody should go to therapy?
I think it's a good way to express yourself, especially a therapist, because they don't know you. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you talking to people that do know you, they'll judge you and give you certain information because they do know you. Mm-hmm. But a therapist don't know you from nowhere. Mm-hmm. So they give you their best advice, and sometimes talking to people it helps you get that weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, especially that therapist. Like, that's what I know since I've been going back to therapy. It's like, I don't have this, like, the world is against you, but it's not like is against you pushing down on you.
Yes.
So sometimes when you just going through life and the ups and downs of the day and you don't talk to nobody, it's like you be angry on the inside. But I feel like if you talk to a therapist, or even if you don't have a therapist, because I know the other day I was talking to a guy in the store and he was just like, "Thank you." I was like, "Oh, you're welcome." Like, I don't know what I did for you, but like that quick little 3-minute conversation we had. Hey, how you doing?
It's beneficial.
Yeah, just in some way it helped him out. Cause I don't know, like I said, I don't know what he's going through in his day. Could have been having the world against him, and that's a quick 2 or 3 minute conversation with a stranger who don't know you can ultimately change your day, change your life.
Yeah. No, and I agree with that thought fully. The idea of talking to somebody who is judgment free. Like, yes, they're contracted to truly not say anything, but at the same time, it's like somebody's just really listening to the words out of my mouth and not, it's like talking to your mom. Yes, you can talk to your mom can be your therapist, but at the same time, your mom watched you grow up. So she gonna be like, oh, that's what you always did, blah, blah, blah. And it's not even like there's no solution that comes with it. It's just more of like, that's how you are accepted. But then the therapist was like, okay, well, let's figure out why you are this way and what could have happened so we can stop this from happening.
Yeah.
And one thing that popped in my mind was a therapist, if you go to the gym, you're trying to work out, you get a trainer. And a trainer helps you get your body right. Well, your therapist is to help you get your inside right, get your mind right and get you on the right path. So that's the thing. That's what I believe, why I believe everybody should go to therapy. But,
I was gonna say, like, kind of build off of that. I was actually talking to our friend Steven yesterday. Shout out. But he just reminded me, like, yo, therapists are there to give you the tools to navigate your life and your problems, and it should be a trusted individual. And just for the audience out there, like, realize that it's not a one size fit all. Like, it's not like you're just gonna go to a therapist and that person's like fit for you. Yeah, maybe you need to find a therapist that aligns with more of your values or your culture and stuff like that, so they can kind of understand you better. But either way, it's supposed to be like a neutral space to where they can offer you tools to, again, guide you through your ups and downs in life, and motivate you and guide you just to get through the day, to keep track of the good things and the bad things that are going on. Another thing too is depending on your if you have like a psychological disorder or anything of the sort, naturally, I guess in America they would want you to take medication, and some people do need medication, but again, what Steven was saying yesterday was it's helpful to take the medication and still dual as with a counselor therapist, because you're not going to see your psychiatrist every single time or every single week. So it would be helpful to have like a counseling therapist to kind of guide you through your experiences with this new medication. Hey, is this one right for you? Is it not right for you? Maybe you should take like another suggestion or something like that. And then also pull back some of the things that you learned from taking the medication. So if you are able to like wean off of it, you still have the tools and you have something to go forward to after that experience is over.
And then with the medication idea, like my thought would be is I'm seeing this therapist, and then all of a sudden I get on new medication, and me going back to this therapist, he or she is going to be able to, she or they is going to be able to determine if this medication is actually affecting me, because just on how this session went from the previous ones, and they're like, okay, well, you're getting worse or you're getting better. What are you taking? What made this change happen? Right. So I think that's beautiful. So something you said, Donovan, was the idea that you low-key have to shop around for your therapist to find for fits for you. So I guess I'm just curious on like how many times did that happen for you, and how did you like handle the shopping around?
I guess semi-fortunately for me, I didn't really have to shop around too much. I know when I had my episode up in Reno, I had like I think she was a psychiatrist. I don't really remember that much, but I know the medication didn't work and I didn't really feel that connection. But when I moved down from Reno and then started going, fortunately, my therapist, Keisha, she was really cool. Granted, just life issues and stuff like that, couldn't go all the time, especially based off of like mom's EAP program or EAP system. But once I decided to go back, and unfortunately Keisha wasn't available because she just started doing family and couples therapy, I found my therapist, Debbie, and she's really cool. There's not like a cultural connection there like it was with Keisha, but like some of the symptoms that I deal with, like my anxiety, depression, she also knows what what that felt like. And I was able to keep with that to go into, I guess, to speak about somebody else's experience. I'm not going to name any names, but they kind of had to shop around for a bit for different psychiatrists and therapists to see who was actually listening to what I was saying about my experiences when I was on this medication, and then who was also able to actually help out and guide me through this journey of mine. Right. I mean, he had to kind of shop around a couple times and figure out what to actually look for when he's finding these professionals.
Right. What about you, fam?
For me, like, first I called my insurance, and then they just sent me over a list of people accepting my insurance. So I did that, then I started Googling the names, but for me, it was like you said, I wanted someone, not to make it sound bad, but I wanted someone black. I wanted someone black, and I did want a man, but I felt like, because I originally started going to therapy for marriage counseling, so I wanted a woman. And so that's why it's a black woman now. She's really, really cool. She's older, so like, she's not really too much into technology, so like, sometimes we'd be like playing phone tag to like kind of reschedule if she gets busy, if I get busy. But it started off, like I said, for marriage counseling, but she's like, you don't really know your feelings. She's like, you're not in touch with your feelings. You come in here. She's like, yeah, you can't tell me all the time you come a long way, you talk more, just by the words that you're using, I can tell that you're doing the work on yourself. So we started with, like I said, I started to go for marriage counseling, but she's like, in order to start the marriage counseling, we got to figure out to get you right first.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like I went there for me, it was just someone black.
Yeah, no, and I think that right there is perfect because, like they always say, if you can't be happy, how you can make other people happy?
Yeah.
So you have to start with your first. So, mine was the same idea. My first time actually truly going to therapy was after I tore my Achilles. I always thought I was good mentally, but then I'll never forget when I tore my Achilles, it was just one phone call I had, and it was with my parents, and it was just a question they asked me, and I just broke because I was like so hurt because I'm like, why do I have to do this? If it was Donovan, it would have been this way, blah, blah. But when it's me, I'm the hard one. I'm always the difficult. And that's when it started to realize, like, maybe it is just me.
Yeah.
So that's what made me reach out. My first therapist was amazing. Shout out Jonathan. He was a really good therapist. The only thing with me and him was, yes, we were both black males, but I felt like, and I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I felt like because I do so much reading and personal growth work all the time, when I was going to him talking, I was kind of contradicting myself, and I felt like I never really gave him the opportunity to truly say, well, maybe you should try this, because I would say something, but I'm like, well, I know it's wrong because, and I'll go back. So I was like always jumping over hoops.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't one to just jump in and say something. So me and Jonathan, we were cool. When I lost my job, I lost my insurance, so I had to go somewhere else. But then I found Miss Lisa, and Miss Lisa was amazing. Like, she is so amazing, bro. She gives me homework after every therapy session. She really focuses on what we want to focus on for the day, what's the topics, whatever can. Older black lady.
Yeah.
But I think it's like, it feels more comfortable because, like you say, I can talk to somebody who's not going to judge me, and on top of that, it's a female, so maybe she's giving me different perspectives than another male would provide for me. Yeah. So that's what I was really enjoying about Lisa.
Yeah, that's why I wanted a woman too. At first, it's like, I feel like a man would give me like how he went through life, but if you talk to, I felt for myself, the opposite sex would give me a different point of view.
Clarity, yes.
Yeah. So like, you did it this way, but did you think about doing it this way? And maybe this would have been the outcome. So it was just like something very, very positive for myself to think about talking to a woman instead of talking to a man.
Yeah, and then it makes it low key easier to talk to women in general now. You know what I'm saying? It makes it a little easier to be with your feelings because it's like, if I can talk to my therapist about this, I can talk to my wife about this, my girlfriend about this, whatever the case may be. But then too, like you said, the man, I felt me and Jonathan were too related. Yeah. Because there'll be times where I'm saying an issue, and he's like, man, you know what? I have the same issue. And I'm like, nigga, you got therapy? I'm out therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't supposed to agree that we got the same issues, but
I mean, I feel like that's also a part of therapy too, because we're not all perfect. She's taking medication, and that's something I'm kind of coming to grips with myself as I'm studying. Like, who the fuck am I as I'm still struggling with social anxiety and, you know, just anxiety in general and with depression, but should that necessarily stop me from trying to help other people and connect with them? You know, at the same, you know, I don't like talking to people. I like keeping it to myself at the end of the day, but I'm pursuing a field where I'm going to have to get intimate with people for several hours a day for several different sessions. And it's almost, I would say it's kind of akin to your parents are also growing up as you were growing up. They're not at the end of their life and they just know everything. Like, they're still trying to figure out their issues, and they also have another person that's also responsible under them. You know, so like, I feel you start to understand a little bit more about humanity and how community and connection starts to work a little bit more. And in some cases, I'm not saying that yours was probably correct either, but like, in some cases, having somebody that relates to you but also has the background and the knowledge to be able to assist definitely helps. And therapists also have therapists, especially with all the things that they hear.
Right. And that's right. And that right there was the main thing, was the word assist. You know, like, yes, hear me out. I love to, you know, sometimes you just want to talk and vent or whatever, but sometimes it's like, I guess I'm venting, not understanding how to even explain my problem. So I'm just venting it. And it's like, I was waiting for the assist, but then it seemed like the assist never came. It was just like, okay, time's up. And I was like, okay, I guess I talked and got my feelings out, but I don't know where to go from here because I didn't got no instruction or direction. Or like Lisa, she'll give me homework and say, you should go home and practice this. And then it's okay, I leave with something in my hand to help me think, compared to just, I vented for a few days, I vented for an hour, and then I'm walking out empty-handed. I used to feel like, I used to walk out feeling like,
what's next?
What's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have nothing to live, to go off of, no instruction to go. It's like going to class and they're saying, all right, you got homework, and you leave. And you're like, nigga, you didn't tell me what the homework is though. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it used to feel like.
And I feel like that would be the difference between like a quality therapist or somebody that should fit right for you. Because I wouldn't say what he did was necessarily bad. But
it
like,
wasn't for me.
It wasn't for you. And at the end of the day, for what I've gone through in my schooling so far, I feel like there definitely needs to be some direction at the end of the day. For example, you know, the therapist that I have right now, like early on, she would listen to me and blah blah blah, say like my thoughts and stuff, but at the end of the day, like, what was it? Nothing ventured is nothing gained, and that's her only response for me for that situation. It's just like, well, fuck, damn, like I still have to figure out what the fuck to do, but at least there's some direction that like, hey,
you need to take a leap.
You need to take that leap and figure it out. And in those type of situations, I feel like that definitely grounds the breed for growth. But at the same time, like, there are points where, you know, specific advice is definitely recommended and helpful, especially depending on what your unique issues are and things like that. So I feel like a good therapist is a good balance of both.
Right. Yeah, because I know one session, like, especially like she was like, how you feeling? And then, you know, you say your feelings, you know. Growing up as a black man, you gotta tuck away your feelings. Don't cry. Don't do this.
I'm high.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm okay. She's like, okay. So I know she, like you said, she gave me homework. She's like, here, take this paper. These are a list of feelings. And, you know, growing up, you only hear, I'm good. I'm okay. Like, you know, maybe like 4 or 5. But it's like maybe like 30 of them on there. Yeah. So like now, every time when I go to therapy, the first thing she asks me, how are you doing? And don't say okay or good. Give me something.
You mean the word
deeper, so you can look inside yourself and do the homework on yourself. So that's why I'm like, hey, I really like this lady, because I know we went to marriage counseling years ago, and it was we were young and it wasn't. I don't think it was the right timing. Yeah, we had stuff going on in our relationship, battling stuff, and but we would go to therapy and then go home and just argue. Like that, and the lady wouldn't give us no homework. She was like, okay. And then we'll just walk out of there, the therapist just mad at each other and shit, not talk to each other for 2 or 3 days. Maybe sometimes 4 days, and it wasn't healthy. So, like, when I was looking for a marriage therapist this time, I called her, she's like, do you want to come by yourself or with your wife? I was like, I'm not going to do what we did last time to go together, because I don't want to have the same results. I like, come by myself, and as I was doing my research, like, yeah, it's more beneficial when you go by yourself because you can express yourself more. Yes, you might want to express yourself in front of your significant other,
but you might not be ready for that.
Yeah, you might say the wrong thing and it just blow up again, and you not go home and not talk to each other for 2 or 3 days, and by the end, before you know it, you back in therapy the next week and you just mad all over again. So I know, like with her, she gave me homework, and even this last time I was telling her like about work and stuff and expressing my feelings, and she was like, well, what is something you would want to do with yourself? And she was like, all right, next time I see you, I want you to have the pros and cons about what you thought about doing in life, and maybe that can help you. So she's like, that's your homework. Come back, and she's like, you better have them pros and cons, and when you express yourself, don't tell me you're doing good. I was like, I like that because she's pushing me to
she's pushing you.
Yeah, to be a better me and not come up with the same old bullshit like, yeah, I'm doing okay.
Exactly.
Everyone's doing okay. Like, yeah.
And that's what I love about the push. You know, like the idea of you're here for help, and I'm gonna help you get better to a level you probably not going to be to. You know, like as Lisa started using the term for me, which is like what really like hit me, was the inner child. You know, she's like, you really have to heal your inner child because you have a lot of scars that are still open that you're not even you don't even know they're open.
Yeah,
you know, you don't know they're open. They need to be closed. You're just walking through life and this blood just falling out everywhere, and it's like you need to really get back down to that inner child and figure out what the issue was and whatever. And I felt like me going through Miss Lisa did give me the confidence to you know, even just address what the issue could possibly be. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. You know, a lot of times it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna be. You know, of course, when you have the issue, you're like, this person scarred me. You expect to go in there, say what this person did, and this person like, you know what I did, you're right, I'm sorry, and then you heal. But no, it never goes that way. It's usually an argument because the other person don't agree with it, whatever, and they have to make you see whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's probably headaceish, but it gave me the confidence to even take that step. Yeah. Because I would have just ate it up and continue to eat it up and not even address it ever. You know, so it gives me the confidence to take that step. So that was the ultimate benefits from therapy for me. So my next question for you guys, why do you think a lot of people decide not to go to therapy?
I feel like for us, when I say us, I mean for black people, it's like the cliche. Don't let people know your business. All right. It might say I'm going to therapy. They're like, look at, you crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like, I ain't finna go to no therapy, boy, I don't need that. But in reality, we do need that, especially because we're not to make it sound bad, we got the world against us. So it's like, you crazy? You all right? What's wrong with what's going on in your head? But like you said, shit, we got trauma. We got childhood stuff that we gotta heal and don't know how to heal because when we was a child, we didn't know about it. So like, even my therapist, when she first told me, she's like, because when I started talking about my life and tell her, the ups and downs, she's like, the first thing she said was, you still grieving from your dad. She's like, he may be gone a long time, but there's no time period on grieving, because she's like, every time you talk about your dad, you start to tear up and cry. She's like, so it's you have questions there that you want to ask him that you can't ask him, and it's like you just still grieving. So she told me, grieve for the rest of your life. Like if when you feeling sad, go ahead, cry. Let them don't not cry. Yeah. Yes. And I remember like maybe within the last year, my mom told my brother, "What you crying for? You a man, you ain't supposed to cry." And as a kid, like I can't remember how much I probably heard that. Don't cry, the boy. You ain't supposed to cry. But you think about it like, I'm human. Like, why not cry?
Why can't I cry?
Yeah. So and she was like, you're not in touch with your feelings. Like growing up, I don't really recall my parents asking me how am I feeling. It was always a go to your room or go do this, go do do that. But
what'd you learn at school?
Right. Not really like what are you learning about yourself? Like how are you feeling? Like as a kid, you might say, okay, but no, give me the real answer. Like, how are you feeling? Like, so now I ask my kids, when I ask my kids how they feeling, my kids talk to us. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm not trying to do things that my parents did to me. Because it's just like the stereotype of seeing a therapist is all wrong.
It's all wrong.
It's completely wrong. And it sucks, especially for our generation, because like I was telling you earlier, our parents and their parents literally stuck in their ways. It's either my way or the highway. Mm-hmm. And then once you take the highway, it's like you out there on your own, you know, going through the potholes of life, and you not really having no one to hold your hand or shit, not even hold your hand, have your back.
Yeah.
Not even have your back through the highway of life. So it kind of sucks, but I mean, I would say if you can't seek a therapist, if not, find a coworker that you never talked to. Mm-hmm. And they'll probably give you their point of life. But if I would have been seeking therapy, like had that guidance of seeking therapy, shit, when I was 21, 22, I'd have been did it.
A whole different man.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
No, but I agree with you, fam, because that was always my mindset of, you know, you going to therapy? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can already hear my granddaddy voice. Anytime you tell him there's some type of issue, what's wrong with you? Oh, I got a therapy. What you going to therapy for? So I can get better. I want to grow. I want to be a better person. Like, I want to heal these wounds and scars. I don't want to just walk with them open, you know?
Yeah.
I want to really heal it. But then that brings to my point of, like, why people don't want to go to therapy. They're scared of themselves, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people are scared to get in touch with themselves and truly say, yes, this hurts me and it still is hurting me and I can't get over it and don't know how. Mm-hmm. You know, definitely being a male, it's like, suck that up and rub some dirt in it and, you know, go outside, fix a car, take your mind away from whatever the case may be. Yeah. But it's like, no, I'm human too. I got tear ducts in my eyes just like you do. You know what I'm saying? I sweat, I get hungry. I think Erykah Badu said the best. I sleep when I'm tired. I eat when I'm hungry. I cry when I miss my mama just like everybody else. Yeah. Just because I'm on this pedestal doesn't mean I'm not human still. Mm-hmm. You know, but that's one thing I think is, it's just like, you know, we're always taught to suck it up. Mm-hmm. Suck it up, suck it up, suck it up, whatever. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear it. But it's like, no, somebody actually does care. And even if it's not nobody, you care. Yeah. So go talk to somebody to heal yourself, even if you're the only one who knows what the issue it is, which 9 out of 10 times you are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can tell people, oh, it's this, that, and the third, but I'm sure a lot of truths come out of therapy, and it really makes you realize, like, dang, I thought I was stronger than I actually was. I thought I knew myself better than I did, but I guess I don't. So let me learn and grow myself.
To kind of back off of what both of you guys said, I feel like it's a fear of vulnerability and acceptance that you're going through something. Like, to kind of take like an analog example, like AA meetings.
Right.
The first step is to admit that you're an alcoholic.
First step, very first step.
You gotta accept it, and I feel like most people, whether black, white, or whoever you are, going to therapy is that step of saying, hey, I'm not okay. And nobody wants to admit that. Everybody wants to be okay, especially in front of the social media or out in public and things like that. But, bro, you shouldn't be expected to be okay all the time.
Yeah.
And you need to let that stuff out. As you guys were speaking too, I was thinking of, there was a class I took a couple weeks ago, and it was about teamwork and, you know, team building and stuff like that, leadership or something. And essentially we were tasked with, throughout the 5 weeks, we have to create a team, and then we have this goal to accomplish. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna have like a team of 5, and they're gonna be this specialized in like therapy. And our mission is to essentially go out and try to like inspire and convert people into believing in that therapy works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But one of the things was just like that I kind of like realized, like just as a scenario, is like some of my workers going out and doing like one of the public speakings is, okay, so every time something bad happens to you, fill up this cup. Don't throw it out. Just keep filling it up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's going to overflow at some point, right? well, why don't you throw it out? Why don't you get it out of your system? That's what it feels like when you have all these emotions and traumas and scars that you keep holding inside without speaking to somebody and having an outlet.
Yeah.
So if you were naturally going to pour that water out once it was getting too full, why don't you do that to yourself? You care about that glass. You want to use it and be able to do it at its maximum capacity. Why don't you do that for yourself?
And it's funny because that applies to everything. Like, if your room is dirty, you clean it.
Yeah.
If your trash is full, you take it out. You know, the dishes are dirty, you wash them. If you're hungry, you eat something.
Yeah.
So why, when you need mental help, you're mentally full, you're emotionally clogged, why don't you do what you have to do to clear that up and fix that?
Yeah.
You know? And it's like kind of interesting. So you guys know I read the Daily Stoic book. And on May 17th, this is the quote that they gave us. Show me someone sick and happy, in danger and happy, dying and happy, exiled and happy, disgraced and happy. Show me. By God, how much I like to see a Stoic. But since you can't show me someone that is perfectly formed, at least show me someone actively forming themselves so, included in this way. And then the last paragraph is, it's important for us to remember in our own journey to self-improvement, one never arrives. The sage, the perfect Stoic who behaves perfectly in every situation is an ideal, you know, not an end. And it's kind of like, you know, the thought that you're saying, oh, I'm just going to suck this emotion up and then it's going to be going out the way. Yeah. No, it's never going to happen like that. The idea that you're going to say that I've been doing this the same way my whole life and it's going to work. No, like you probably need to switch it up. Like you have to keep growing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's never an end to get to. You know what I'm saying? You always have progress to make it. So it's like, don't hinder yourself by thinking, oh, I'm gonna look crazy if I go here. Yeah. Like do what you have to do to make yourself better, because that's what people actually want to see. Because on the flip side of it, the ones who are like truly like the growing people, when they hear you go to therapy, how do they react? They're happy for you. Yeah, you know, they're happy. They're like, well, you going to therapy? Me too, bruh. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like a little community, and you be like, okay, I guess I'm not the only little crazy loco guy around here, you know? But everybody is, though. Everybody's in their own way. Nobody's going to be perfect.
I feel like the ability to be humble and push away pride is a big part of it, too.
Be humble.
Yeah. Because, again, you're not perfect. One of the things... Well, see, you know, my therapist was the one that inspired me and kind of pushed me to go back to school to be a therapist. But there's several different types of therapies and like different things you can specialize in. And she was saying like one of the topics or things, like focuses that therapists really don't like to do is like couple therapy, because there's just like kind of too many moving parts. Yeah. And because there's different psychological disorders and stuff, we kind of talked about narcissism a little bit, but just because of their like ego and their pride and stuff like that, when couples usually come in and one of them's a narcissist, she says like, in my experience, without a doubt, at some point during like the first session or so, the narcissist just gets up and walks out the room. Yep. It's like, oh, it's never me, it's not me, it's always them. And walk out. I don't need this. And it's kind of crazy, maybe not always to that extent with like the general public, but you know, a lot of reasons that people don't go is just they don't forego their pride and just say, hey, I just need help.
Oh, and I fully agree with that, bro. And I think that right there is something like, set the pride to the side, you know, and just say I need help. And it's not bad, you know what I'm saying? It's never bad when you need help, because at the end of the day, if your car stopped on the street and you got nobody to come help you tow it, you gonna go out there and wave like, I need somebody to help push it, tow it, something. I'm gonna need some help. So it's like, and then that's something I always laugh at too. We always wait to say we need something when it's dire needs. Yeah. And it's like, why wait until it's dire? Why wait until, you know, you can't sleep at night and you're crying tears every time you look at yourself in the mirror because you hate yourself so much before you decide to go to therapy? Like, don't wait until it's dire. Like, just do it right now and just start the healing process now. And it's like, you'll never have to worry about your trash being fully full. Yeah. You know, half at most, but at some point, you know, you're going to take it out and dump it because you're getting that practice going. You're getting that technique going.
Because my thing is, like, I don't think there's anybody that got anywhere in life just by themselves. If you think you're just going to make it to the end of your life self-made, well, a lot of the self-made people out here that do have that ego, they're working off of everybody else's back.
Yeah.
Whether they're working together or they're just abusing them, you did not get there by yourself.
Right.
You have a whole team with you all the time. So stop trying to make this journey alone when there's ample amount of people in the world that can help you get there, as long as you foster those relationships and take those steps in the first place.
Exactly. So with you going to school, to be a therapist now, Mr. Jackson, I'm just always curious about, like, what are some other reasons that people need therapy that the average person wouldn't even think of?
I haven't gotten that far to where it's said that explicitly. Because I'm just taking my beginning psychology courses. I don't think I will get to that point until, like, when I start my master's.
And you start focusing on your true
niche.
Focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But to just kind of what I picked up, and I'm always thinking about shit. But honestly, just basic work, like job. Like job stresses. You could be still healthy and stuff like that too, but sometimes jobs are stressful and you need an outlet. And I feel like that's one of the things that are kind of unexpected for when people need therapy. I would say, let me see. Social anxiety, being more social, or honestly is kind of like the idea of a life coach. Go to therapy for that. For me, when I went the second time, like completely voluntarily myself, there was things I wanted to do. I wanted to be more social and be more comfortable and find a way to get rid of my anxiety and depression. Now, some of those things deal with like mental health and stuff, but if there's like somewhere you want to be, like let's say, using somebody else as an example that I know, they want to get their CDL, and then work at Republic Services. Well, they kind of goofed him around for a good minute. He finally just got it recently. I just saw a story the other day. But like, maybe it's just to process the fact that it's going so slow, or the company's somewhat working against you and not doing certain things for you. Maybe you just need help to process that, or just kind of mitigate that while you're still on this journey. You still, you want to get there. You still have your faith, but sometimes you just need assistance,
right? And
just to talk things out. You can go to therapy for any small reason, honestly.
Anything.
Yeah, maybe loneliness.
Yeah,
maybe you just need to talk to somebody. Maybe you're a single trucker that has no family, no kids, or anything like that. Maybe you just need somebody to talk to. I feel like there's a lot of things that can be used for therapy, or that can be brought to therapy, that people don't necessarily realize. Something doesn't have to be wrong with you to go to therapy.
And that's what it is. That's what I love about it. Like, something doesn't have to be wrong with you. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be, we already said there's no such thing as perfect.
Yeah.
So it's like any issue that you feel like you want to help yourself with, a therapist can probably help you with that, because 9 out of 10 times it's mental. You know? I'm fat because I eat a lot. Okay, well, let's try to figure out what makes you hungry at night and what makes you eat. Oh, okay, so it's the thought of every time you see a car that's blue on rims, you get sad about your car blue rims and you want to eat.
Yeah.
It could be something like that, I think you guys kind of brought up how you guys kind of went, like, you went for to be more social and get out the anxiety. I know you went for be a better husband and, improve your marriage. So for me, it was the mindset of loneliness. Loneliness was something big for me because, as y'all know, I live by myself. I'm over here by myself. I'm the only nigga in Summerlin. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like now. But sometimes I get to the point where I'm talking to myself, and like, I remember one time I brought up a session of, y'all gonna laugh when y'all hear this, but it's real. I didn't get the invite and I'm mad. I wasn't gonna go, but I just wanted the invite.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's literally a topic that I had at therapy of like, I'm not understanding why I'm upset, because I wanted the invite, I wanted to feel a part, but I didn't want to go. Yeah. I just wanted to be told about it. You know what I'm saying? I want to feel a part of it. And, and she really helped me out through that. And it's like going through the balances. Okay, well, let's figure out what it really is, Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's because you want to do that and you're upset because somebody did you that way, and who knows what the case may be, But yeah, those little things. I went to I told my therapist about everything, you know, just from start to finish. And cool too, if you guys have never went to therapy before, the first thing you do when you get there is fill out a sheet of paper and they're asking, why are you here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They make you think of like, why do you want to be here for? We're not just going to let you in the room because you say, I want to talk to them. I mean, you could. They probably could because you're going to pay for it at the end of the day, but they always want to know what to focus on so they can figure out how to help you best, you know?
Yeah.
So that's something for sure to look at too.
Yeah, for me, it was marriage counseling and also trauma. Like, from being cheated on and seeing people that I love cheated on, like that, why I'm having these problems in my marriage, because like I have trust issues. So that's why she's like, all right, let's get you right first, because in order to get you right with your feelings, and maybe that'll help you. That's not, she didn't say maybe that's going to help you with, you know, your future to get over your trauma, of being cheated on and seeing people you love cheated on. So it was also a trauma. Like, how can I get myself? I had to get myself right in order to make my family better. So that was another big thing for me. It was trauma and trying to figure out how do I overstep this trauma I've been in. Because if you don't go to therapy, everyone's had trauma. Everyone's gonna have trauma.
It's coming.
Yeah. So you gotta just figure out how to navigate it, especially in your mind, because you can fucking go crazy not seeing a therapist. Not to say that they're better than you, but they're gonna have different advice for you. And if you just keep overplaying shit over and over in your head, it's just gonna drive you crazy.
Yeah.
So, especially if you've been cheated on, you got trust issues. Like, yeah, you know, your wife go here, like, is she where she's supposed to be at? Is she out doing this? You out doing that? Or I'm gonna go do this then. So it literally just drive you crazy.
Yeah, and then that's how I was. I wasn't like the whole cheat on thing. It was me. Like I thought the whole world was against me at times.
Yeah.
Like I have days. You know, Jessica calls my demon mode when I'm just mad and I'm just ain't nothing right, can't nothing go right, and woo. It could be the funniest shit can happen in the world. I can see somebody literally slip on a banana peel, you know what I'm saying, and fall into tar and feathers on some Looney Tunes shit, and I'll be like, sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like sucks. You know, and I'm just like that for 24 straight hours. And I used to not understand why. And I used to literally have to come home and lay down and go to sleep for like 3 hours to pull myself out that slump, you know?
Yeah.
But then it's like, damn, I've wasted a whole day now being mad.
And then that's also kind of like another induction to being mad again.
That's
like,
just being mad.
I feel like I wasted time for what seems like a stupid reason.
And now I have to rush to do stuff that I skipped because I was mad and I didn't feel like doing it at the time. But now I don't have the energy to do it because now it's the rush on me. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like it all gets that loop. And it was like, I need to learn to break this loop and figure out, even break the loop or just notify when it's about to happen. And feel it like, I feel my anxiety rising. Maybe I should go take a walk right now. Or maybe I should do something different than try to send these emails out because I feel my anxiety rising. I'm about to understand it, you know?
But like, interestingly enough, because, you know, I don't know if my last, you know, long-term relationship cheated on me or something, but there was definitely like a lot of trust issues and gaslighting and like believing in myself and stuff like that. And then that also broke me down to a point where I feel anxiety for standing up for myself, even though mentally I know it's the right thing to do. Yeah. But because I gotten backlash for trying to bring it up in a calm way before, now I'm just like on edge when I feel like something's happening. And I feel like I'm starting to kind of get better at that. Yeah. And sometimes, like, even when you bring that shit up, it doesn't go the exact way you would think it would be. It was not. Sometimes it's not fucking high energy. It's something like, oh shit, okay, my bad. Like, I didn't mean to do that or something like that. And it was like a very, you know, relatively calm confrontation. Like the situation happened at work this past week because I was supposed to, like the week before I got, there was these 2 court orders that I had to come into, like that came in to build like a court blocked account. And, you know, I tried to contact these parents that are going to be custodians on the account, and they're not. You know, one picked up, sent them the DocuSign, they didn't finish it or blah, blah, blah. And then the other one never picked up, but lo and behold, last week, I guess the court date was supposed to happen. So first off, I semi kind of got it late, usually to what other court blocks I get. Yeah. And then these parents are still not answering. So the law firm, which is like 3 people that sent me an email, together, they're, you know, trying to contact blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, I did my due diligence, blah blah blah. But Tuesday I had my therapy appointment, ironically, and I left a little bit early so I could do it. One of the parents was supposed to come in that day to build the account. Okay, and I sent an email, hey, that person didn't come in today. I have to leave a little bit early because, I have to leave a bit early, so I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Left, came back the next morning, and I see an email, and it's directly to me, like nobody else is CC. And the message was like, this is why I tell you to call them constantly throughout the day, even multiple times a day if necessary. And it's like, granted, that guy shouldn't have left early, but it seems like only the law firm and the judge cares about the court date.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, and I felt myself get hot, and I felt like I should be a little upset about it, but I was like, how should I approach this? Because first off, I feel like this was a mistake to send it directly to me with nobody else CC'd. It was a mistake to come to me in general.
Right.
Second, I don't like how he's speaking, not only about me, but then also to his coworker.
Yeah.
So, I think he was the law firm. I think he was the lawyer, the attorney. So I was just like, hey, I believe you sent this to me by mistake, but I would also appreciate you if you would understand that I have many roles and responsibilities inside this job and outside this job.
Yeah.
I just hope we can get these accounts open soon. And then sent it. No reply. I felt like I stood up to myself, and I also stood up for somebody else in a professional manner without letting my emotions get the control of me, but utilizing them to get my point across, because I feel nobody should be ever disrespected or spoken to that way.
And I was gonna say, so we vice versa. I would have been fighting to not say nothing. Like I would have wrote up 4 emails, cussing them out. Well, first and foremost, delete. Let me start off by saying, delete. Greetings, John. F you. I would have started off, and then it would have been me fighting to not want to argue. Because my mindset would have been, don't come at me sideways like this, bro.
Yeah.
You need to get your... But I would me, you did good would not respond at all.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone, because obviously you didn't request nothing. You're just blowing some steam. I'm gonna assume you type this up and hit send on action. I'm not even gonna entertain this because I have other stuff to deal with. I'm not entertaining your negative energy.
Yeah.
But but like you said, we both have different things that we're going through. Like you probably not saying nothing would be easy.
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna say nothing, blah blah. But then you would have felt stepped on.
Yes.
And for me, it's like I learned that me not responding makes people like, damn, did I hurt his feelings or not? And then they're in this mindset of, I messed up or whatever.
I feel like there's a delicate balance though.
And that's what it is too. So I was going to say that. So this weekend with the whole move with Doug and stuff like that, y'all saw me when I first got there. I was irritated. I did not want to be there, bro. I did not want to pack this truck up, move anything, my nigga. Like I didn't at all. But then me just working and moving would have had us there until about midnight because love my brother to death, but his mind was so frazzled he could not come up with a proper plan. So I finally was like, if I don't say nothing, I'm gonna be even more irritated. So fuck it, I'm gonna speak up. And that was when I said, Van, you need to go help your son. We gotta figure this out, and then we got the plan going. But it was like, I didn't want to say nothing because I'm like, this is not me. I'm just here to help, blah, blah. But then I'm like, we're not going nowhere. We're about to just be running in circles for an hour. I need to say something in this case because this is me. So now I'm learning now, like, when to speak up, when not to speak up, when to speak up, when not to speak up. Because some cases, not mark my fight, let it go. Sometimes, though, I let it go, but it's like that was my fight and I should have fought it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even it wasn't like a big battle, but I should have stood up and said something. So that's like the case that I be going through with me. So one of my last questions for us for the day is we all been to therapy. How has therapy benefited you? Like how have you seen the change from therapy to you from before to after? I know we're still swimming. We know we're still swimming, but from before to after, what kind of changes have you seen in yourself?
For myself is just I feel much better on the inside to think about how I'm feeling. Cause that's why I'm in therapy now. She asked me how I'm feeling, go deeper than just okay. So I constantly throughout the day when I'm at work, I ask myself, how are you feeling? Don't say okay. So it's like a thought process of thinking about how am I doing. Mm-hmm. So I feel, and majority of the time I'm like, I'm amazing. Like I'm feeling great. I'm not really holding these things back. I'm not really thinking about like negative stuff or letting the past push me down. Mm-hmm. It's like, all right, the past is in the past. Can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
It's what's done. Like all I can do now is live my honest truth and make sure that I'm doing good on the inside. And because a lot of times, you know, like how you were saying at work, you have these conversations with your helper. I'm gonna say this, and he gonna say this back. I know he gonna say that back. And then when he's
we say that back, I'm gonna say this.
And it ain't what you thought he was gonna say. Now you mad on the inside. But for myself, like at work, we as a lady, it's like a loader that got to load our trash in our truck. So this motherfucker go MIA, and you hear people at work, hey, what's going on? Then like I'm like, man, I can't control what the fuck he doing. I can't control when he gonna put the trash in the back of this truck so we can leave out. So yes, you get mad, but then at the end of the day, you gotta think it's out of my control. So I'm just controlling the things that I can control. Focus on making myself a better person for my family, and just putting the best foot forward.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day, that's all I can do.
Yeah. No, and to keep it 100 with you, fam, you know, I have seen your growth immensely, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause, like, I know back in the day you were a little hot-headed.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Was I? Not a little, man. But that come from not talking it out just because, like, not to make it sound bad, but I'm a Leo, and we all got this stereotype that Leos are hot-headed and all that. That's because that's because we probably ain't been to therapy. Like because you like you saying, you pour so much into the bottle, then you squeeze the bottle and it all come out at once. Yeah. Like, so by the time we do express ourselves, we're expressing shit that's been bottled in for 2, 3, 4 months, maybe even years. Like that don't got nothing to do with the present.
Right.
So it's like a just everything like this. Like look at yourself as a refrigerator. You just intaking all the stuff, and once you open the door, everything just bursts out. Yeah. And it's just like you releasing everything. Yeah, the refrigerator empty, and it's gonna feel better.
But you just made a mess.
You just made a mess. But at the end of the day, if you would have been once a week, cleaning the refrigerator out, you ain't gonna explode that much. Cause shit, by the time you do explode, it has nothing to do with nothing. You exploded on a person that you love, or exploded on yourself, and now it's like fuck, you could have been talking this out with a therapist and getting some good stuff in you. So I would say that, like, me myself, I feel so much better. Like even at like going to my son's soccer games, like the ref be doing, like the old me would have been cussing him out. The new me is like, man, I can't control this ref. Maybe he's seen something that I didn't see or something that we didn't see. I'm gonna let him do his job, and I'm gonna do my job. I'm a parent here to support my kid. I ain't reffing the game. Yeah. Like I'm not finna explode on you, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna get in the car mad. Maybe I start driving fast and get a fucking speeding ticket. Now I'm even more mad.
Yeah, exactly.
When I could have been like, man, you know what? Fuck it. Ain't nothing I can do about it.
And then doesn't it also like make you enjoy the moment easier?
It absolutely does. It absolutely. Yeah. Like man, there'd be parents on the sideline exploding. I'm just looking like, I want to explode with you, but I can't. I ain't got time for it.
I ain't got the energy for it.
And I got the energy for it.
I just know it's not going nowhere.
It ain't helping me, and I know that if I explode on this person, he can call the game 10, 20 minutes early, and that changed the whole outcome, because maybe we would have came back and won. But I'm just putting my best foot forward and going through life.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's calming to your kids as well, because they're not seeing your dad blow up with it like that. So now Keon can play with a cooler head and actually stay focused on the game, and not because I have it on flag football. I have coaches. The second, I promise you, it happens every single weekend. The second one coach or one parent tries to say that I did something wrong, 2 plays later, the players start complaining about my reffing. Yeah. Like literally, it always happens, bro. Like that was a bad call, ref. Well, come on, ref, that should have been with the whoop. 2 plays later, come on, ref, that should have been. And I'll warn you, like, don't play with me. Like, your mama can talk, but she in the crowd. My job is to ignore her, but you come to me sideways, that'll get you benched. Yeah. So and I have to tell them, you're not your mama, you're not your coach. They have the right to say what they want to me, and I ignore them. But you guys coming to me talking trash, that will get you benched, bro. Don't disrespect the official. You just play the game. Don't disrespect me, Yeah. But it happens though. Like the parent get out of line, the kids start to get out of line. Right on T. Yeah. Like so, it's like that example. It's
kind of weird because like now you kind of embarrassing your kid.
You embarrassing your kid now.
And I'm the only black parent out there. I mean, only black males. Like, oh, they know exactly who my son is. Oh. He he gonna explode. He be I wonder what he do at home. He's exploding like that in front of people. I wonder what he do at home.
What he do at home, exactly.
Yeah. So I would, man, seek a therapist.
Yeah, go get help, man.
It's absolutely not a bad thing.
It's nothing bad. It's really peaceful, and it's actually, I'm gonna use this word correctly. This is the best word I can use. Desirable.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you want to go back. Like sometimes I can't wait till my therapy appointment. Like something will happen in my day, and I'll hear Miss Lisa's voice and like, okay, how'd that make you feel? And I'll start having a little therapy session in my head, and I'll be like, I can't wait to go Miss Lisa to hear her. She gonna be so proud of me when I hear that somebody cussed me out and I laughed and walked off and I didn't cuss them back. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be so proud. Like, you grow. Like, and I'm proud of myself now.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Not to make it sound bad, I talked to my therapist about you, and my therapist like she don't even know you and she like you because she called you the cousin because we do our accountability thing now. She's like, yeah, so how you and your cousin doing? Because I told her about the whole family thing and everything. She's like, your cousin. She called you accountability cousin. He's the glue. You and him stick together. He's the glue. You're the paper, y'all. Cause I can see you're really family oriented just by how you telling me. You guys are gonna hold it. Don't worry about the older generation because they're stuck in their ways. There's nothing that y'all two can do about that. Like I told her about how we went shooting a week or two ago. She's like, "Who idea was that?" I'm like, "It's my cousin." She's like, "Yeah, let's go out and do it." She's like, "Okay, I love it." It's like, even the bowling. She's like, "Yeah, how did the bowling?" I told her about that. She's like, "You two, whatever happens, just stick together, and the older generation they'll come around. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't.
They don't.
Cause don't hold yourself back, like, or feel sad that they don't come around. Because at the end of the day, you're not missing out on nothing. It's they're missing out on it.
And you know what's so beautiful when you said that? So my mom popped in my head just now. My mom goes to therapy. You know what I'm saying? She goes to therapy all the time, and she really brought up like I could not have went bowling, and let it just be the nephews. But at the end of the day, me being mad at my uncle, my brothers and sisters is making me miss my family. Yeah. So I'm gonna go enjoy my family and just hang out with you guys. Like, yeah, ain't no old by my age, but fuck it. I'm here with my family. I'm enjoying the company with you guys. I'm glad y'all sitting there having a good time, and I'm enjoying my time with you. Buy me a drink. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, she could have had the whole different mindset of my family beefing, I'm not gonna show up, and break that. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's weird because my therapist, when I told her about the situation, like, so how are you and the cousin, that guy? I was like, we cordial. I mean, she's like, yeah, it's never gonna be how it was. I'm like, yeah, it's not gonna be how it was, but that don't mean it can't be better than what it was.
It can move forward. We can get better.
That's how, I see him. We talk. We say what's up. I mean, we cordial. I mean, if things don't go back to how they was, no, but they can always be better than what they was. And she's like, yeah, I mean. She reiterated that. Don't worry about the older generation because they're stuck in their ways.
They're stuck, bro.
As long as y'all too cool, they'll come around. If they don't, then they missing out.
They missing out, bro.
If that's the uncle, the aunt, the whole. If that's all of them. If it's just you and y'all kids that go out, wonderful because you're very family oriented. And she could keep. She said, yeah, you a family man. I'm like, yeah, that's shit. I was growing up, that's all I would do, go to my cousin's house. So she's like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and if they come around, they come around. They don't, they don't.
Yeah, and that's exactly so. Like with the whole situation we had, I talked to my therapist about that too, and I told her how I tried to have the sit downs and bring everybody together, and she's like, honorable of you to do that. That's a great family man, but. You already tried it. Don't burn yourself out trying to try it because at the end of the day, you can't control them. Yeah. And let the ones gravitate. You want to gravitate. Me and Marvin start gravitating. I'm going to stick with Marvin then. Y'all welcome to come over when y'all want to, but I'm not twisting no arms. You know what I'm saying? Marvin wants to grow. I'm going to help him grow like he helped me grow. You know what I'm saying? We talk at the beginning of the week at least. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even as a checkup. Yeah. How you feeling, fam? I'm good. How about you? All right, man. Tackle the week. Yeah. What's the quote for the week? And then go from there and just to try to encourage each other and push each other, Right. So it's like, but like without going to therapy, though, I probably never thought about an accountability buddy, somebody really help me out outside of it, So, So, I guess I'll go next then. So, benefits that therapy has done for me from before and after. I carried a lot of weight on my shoulders because I always had this mindset that I'm the one who has to break the family out of whatever the case may be, And y'all know I try that, I'm the first one to try to do podcasting or anything like this. I'm the first one to graduate college. I was always a football player in the family. Like, we had dinners, but I got a football game to go to because I'm trying to do this, that, and the third. So that always made me carry too much on me. And that made me feel like I had to take responsibility for this, take responsibility for that, this, that, and the third. And that's what she started making me realize, like, yo, that's not your responsibility. Like, It's good that you're helping, yes, but you don't have to carry all that weight. That is not you. Listen, okay, yeah, hear them vent, but at some point, if you're tired of hearing the vent, I gotta go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Hang up the phone because you have to take your mental back. And she's like, you know, and then, you know, me, she's like, you have a strong mental, but because you let this stuff comes in, that's what just rattles it and breaks it around, and then now you don't know what to do, and now your rental's back in shambles. So that was the main thing for me. Mental and anger was my main thing. So like I said, I'll have times where I'm just balled up and I want to punch a hole in the wall for some odd reason. And she was just really just trying to help me let it go and try to find the core of it and really help me see it when it happens, you know, and stuff like that. And I think that's been helping me out a lot recently. So I do feel when I get irritated, and I have learned that, you know, stop, deep breaths, take a walk, color, whatever the hell the case may be at that time, you know, but there's a way to fight through this irritation. Today, football field, I had two coaches arguing over some kid fell, got hurt. One of the kids on the hurt kid team heard the kid from the other team say good job to the homie for hurting him. And, you know, and the coach don't like that, so now they arguing and stuff. And I'm sitting here like, I'm literally, they're sitting right here where you guys are. I'm watching them argue. I'm literally sitting right here watching them argue. And I didn't say shit. I just let them argue. Yeah. I let them argue the whole time. And I was want to see if it's going to escalate or not. My job is to stop if it escalates. So they arguing, they debating. And I'm like, just let y'all know, timeout's running. We're on 2 minutes in timeout. We got 2 minutes in halftime. You got 3 minutes left. Like, the clock is running, coaches. While y'all doing, that's about my only comment. The clock is still running, y'all. We in halftime, the clock is running. And then they, okay. And they walked off and did what they do. And I'm like, I think I did good in that situation. I walked off. I think I did good. I'm not riled up. I'm not mad. This was not my fight. At the end of the day, I didn't hear nothing or see nothing. Like, I threw the flag, but shit. Yeah, it wasn't a fight I needed. And after I walked off, I was like, oh, let me get some Gatorade. Yeah. And then one of the other parents was like, damn, you have to deal with that? I'm like, hey, they figured it out themselves. I'll take it. You know, but yeah, so that's why I think something has really done for me. Helps me step back and step outside of my head and realize, like, what am I thinking? Is what I'm thinking correct? You know what I'm saying? Is it true? Is it accurate? One of my favorite quotes is, you don't have to believe everything you think. You don't have to believe everything you think. You don't have to act on everything you feel. You don't have to say everything you want to say. It's another word. It was another term for that. But pretty much you get the gist of it, though. Just because you think it don't mean it's true. You know what I'm saying? Just because you feel like you want to say it don't mean you have to say it. Yeah. Just because you feel you have to act that way don't mean you have to act that way. You know what I'm saying? You can probably stop and change up the whole scenario, and then it's going to be like the email where somebody sends you something, you respond in a whole different path, and they're like, oh, they mouth drop. Like, oh shit, I was ready for a fight. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to punch somebody, and you just gave me a hug. I don't know what to do now. You know,
he probably when he sent you that email, he probably had a conversation. And he said, I'm gonna say this, and this, and he gonna respond with this. Then I'm gonna respond back with it. But you responded completely how he didn't think about it.
He didn't think about that.
Look at his computer like, damn,
this is a good guy.
Right.
You know, and I promise you a dub. Next time he goes to the bank, he's gonna look for you. He gonna like, yo, where Donovan at? And he gonna apologize. Yo, man, my bad on that email, bro. I didn't try to whoop. I was just frustrated and blah, blah. And it's gonna come all out. And you gonna be like, what email?
Yeah. I mean, well, to then tie into like my answer of how it benefited me, I feel it's a weird dichotomy between being humbled and getting out of like my what's it called? Arrogance, I guess, to a degree, while also being able to trust myself just because of like certain life experiences that I've had. Like there was like the arrogancy and like trying to be humble, or being humbled with my first therapist. Yeah. And then now, after being broken down to dust and then trying to rebuild myself, is trying to trust myself and dealing with the emotions that kind of come with that. Yeah, I was hot when I got that email, especially because I have to acknowledge the fact that I am stressed at work. There's a lot of changes happening. There's people leaving, and I'm not sure if I necessarily like the job or where this is going anymore. And I have all these projects I have to work on. It keeps piling on, and I may or not have time to get to them today. And then this is how I start off my day, with this email from this dude that didn't mean to send it to me. That's the thing. I don't think I'm gonna make the assumption
You
that
assume.
he didn't mean to send that to me. Yeah. And then second, like, he's probably stressed too. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, the judge and he's the attorney. Like, yeah, those are probably the two main people that care about the case the most. Now, throw away all the shit that I think he should be doing. Blah blah blah. Let me voice how I felt. Let me acknowledge the fact that he probably sent it by mistake. And at the end of the day, he has a job that he's trying to get done, and I have my responsibility that I need to get this job done. So, hey, I hope we get this together, but I would just appreciate if you acknowledge that you're not the only person in the world, and I have my shit that I need to get done too. And then this kind of translates throughout the rest of my life as well, and just not shying away from my feelings because I'm afraid of how I will get or how the reaction will be, but taking the time to acknowledge that I'm a person with human emotions as well. And just because I feel the intensity of the emotions that I do doesn't mean that I need to put an outlet to match that intensity.
Exactly.
I can use that as my superpower to give me the motivation to say what I need to say and think the way I need to do and stand up for what I need to stand for, while also trying to be that harmonious person that I know I try to be.
Right. Exactly. No, and I think that's beautiful right there. You know what I'm saying? Find that balance and, like you said, be the person that you know you can be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to react that way or match that energy. Like, you can change it.
Yeah.
You know, and you have the power of how you react, you know? And that's something I always say. I control my thoughts, actions, and reactions, and that's truly it.
Yeah.
You know, so going from there. But, cool. So, you already guys know we're going to be on our last end game, so we got 2 more questions. First question, when it comes to your mental health or therapy experience, where are you still swimming to?
Myself, I think of bettering my kids, because I don't want them to not know how they feel. Even people around me in general. Like, hey, I tell my coworkers all the time, like, how you day? I had therapy today. I'm doing great. I feel like the bricks that was on my back from last week is off. I talked to my therapist about it, whether that's work, marriage, the day in and day out stuff. So I'm swimming towards making people in my life better people. Sound like a tongue twister, but I think that's what I'm swimming to in therapy, because I don't think before us, no one in our family went to therapy. I don't think but damn sure my mom didn't, just by how she act. I can't ask my dad, and from how our uncles and aunts are, I doubt they went to therapy. When we were younger, maybe they did, but I haven't asked them, because I know they had a lot of
Animosity.
not really. I think they had trauma just from how our grandma died.
Yeah.
And the granddad being on the East Coast, so I'm sure they got a lot of trauma that they have yet to unpack. So maybe, like I said, your mom going to therapy, that's great. I mean, it's never too late.
Right.
I'm sure she got trauma in her life that she's unpacking. So, I mean, I'm gonna sign my kids up for therapy.
Right.
Sooner or later, so they can
Start
navigate through. Yeah, because shit, I was in anger management, and in anger management, they first take accountability. That's the first thing I think with everything. And then in anger management, the second thing was use that second thought. Yeah, when you get mad, you mad, you want to go fuck them up. Okay, so what's your second thought? After you fuck them up, then what? You gonna feel better on the inside? Sitting in jail? You want to go fuck that person up. But after you fuck that person up, how you gonna feel? Are you gonna feel better? You might feel better, but then what is that karma coming back to you for fucking that person up? So I feel like just helping people around me, whether that's co-workers, family members, people I bump into in the store. Like, I feel like I'm a much better person since I started therapy.
Right. No, and I think that right there is beautiful, fam. Man, like you said, you grown immensely.
Yeah.
So you always been amazing, fam. No question about that. But you grown immensely for sure. But no, I do agree with that. Like that little anger. What's that little thing? There's a Facebook post of a guy in prison, and he's like, I'm gonna tell my story. 5-minute decision gave me 24 life. You know what I'm saying? I was in the club, somebody bumped me, I decided to fight him and shoot him, and now I missed my daughter's birthday from 8 to 20. You know what I'm saying? He started listing everything he listed, and I was like, yeah, that small little bit of anger that one little action could took you a long way. So
that's why wrath is a sin.
Yeah, I love it. What about you, bro? Where you still swimming to? Besides graduation.
Well, that's one half of my answer.
Yeah, I know. I gotta take that away from you. I'm gonna take that away from you.
Honestly, potentially explore medication for myself. Especially after this recent event of having an anxiety attack. And being mindful that I was having it, but just also kind of realizing how difficult it was for me to get out of that. And happy that I made the decisions that I did to help myself get out of it by consulting with my parents and stuff like that. Because they're there support us, right? It's supposed to be, right? But also like realizing like maybe because I'm my own unique individual in this world, maybe I do need a little bit of extra help with managing some of these symptoms. And that's going to take the work for me to do more research on what's available and how I want to go about it, and then also trust myself to make the decision I feel is right for me.
Right.
And it was something funny too, because Steven said it yesterday. Because I was explaining my qualms with possibly doing medication. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I still want to stay on the natural path, and if I do take it, I don't want to be on it forever. So if I come off of it, am I going to just go back to where I was? And he was like, I mean, yeah, you can. Yeah, we don't necessarily know exactly what this medication is doing all the time, but like, it shouldn't put irreversible effects on you. The worst you can do is try, but then at the same time, like, did you think of me any less when I was on my medication? So why are you doing it to you? And I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
that's a huge ass revelation. I never judge people for being on medication or going to therapy, but why am I judging myself for it? So I'm just trying to take that step to see what direction I should go to next, and if I do take the road down medication, then do the work that's also come with, doing medication and my goal of not being on it for the rest of my life.
Right.
So
Right, which I know you won't be. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it's gonna be just a poof, but that's it though.
Right.
So for me, first step is get back into therapy. When I got let go from whatever job I was working, I don't know the company name no more. They took my insurance away, so I couldn't go to therapy no more. But just got hired at UNLV. The insurance should be kicking in soon. So once my card get in, I'm gonna go find Miss Lisa and see if she'll take me back. So that's my first step. But I guess to answer the question of why I would go back to therapy, honestly, I just think I still have like a lot of like thoughts in my head. Like I feel like I talk to myself. It's not bad if I'm talking to myself, but I literally be in my head talking to myself a lot. Yeah. And I feel like I just feel like I have like a whole bunch of thoughts. Nothing negative. I want to kill nobody or nothing like that. But I just have like negative thoughts of like, what if this doesn't work out? Whoop-de-whoop, this, that, and the third. And I keep faith alive, but sometimes that jungle gym in my mind is just all over the place.
Yeah.
So, besides going back to therapy, I do want to practice more meditation as well, and really practice, stillness, and really just hear myself out on the inside, and try to just still my mind a lot more. So yeah, and that's my main thing too. My main thing is I just want to understand myself more, bro. I really want to understand this man, Adrian. I love myself to death. I love myself too much not to know my ins, outs, overs, unders. You know what I'm saying? I should know everything about myself to the top. And, there are still scars that I never forget. While I was in therapy, I'm talking to her, and then an old memory from something a long time ago pop up, and I'll be like, damn, that was something I completely forgot. But now as I'm talking to her, it brings it up, and it turns out this is a scar that I just forgot. So that's the main thing too. I just want to learn and try to memorize, or not memorize, but just learn more about myself and just 100% just accept myself for who I am. Just be love and happiness and peace to be in this body, mind, and soul. So yeah. So I did look up a quote while we were sitting here talking or whatever, and I think it's a pretty good one. Hopefully, let's see what happens. So this is a quote. Therapy is about understanding the self that you are. But part of getting to know yourself is to unknown yourself. To let go of the limiting stories you told yourself about who you are, so that you aren't trapped by them. So you can live your life and not the story you've been telling yourself your whole life. By Lori G. I'm not gonna butcher her last name. Lori Keegan. Yeah. So I think that was pretty dope, though, you know, and that's the thing too that therapy also does too. It helps you figure out that how we a few episodes ago, figure out that script that you're telling yourself of happened in the past that makes you act the way you act now, or have whatever the saying it is now. So if you haven't listened to the episode about scripts, I'll give you a quick one. Money's the root of all evil. Why do you believe that? Well, because when I was younger, my dad worked all the time, so I never got to see him. He never came to my baseball game. So now I believe money's the root of all evil. I don't want to work my whole life like my dad did. So now how is that hindering me? It's making me not go after promotions, not go after higher paying jobs, not go after higher paying jobs that require a little bit more time, but it's going to give me the life that I really want, you know, because I'm hindering myself. So therapy does that script for you. Why don't you talk to girls? Oh, well, a long time ago, this girl threw a drink in my face when I called her cute. So now I learned that you never call a girl cute, you know? And now this got me calling all the girls bitches nowadays because, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, though. But that's how the process works, though. Back in the day leads me to now, which is going to dictate how I go in the future. So that's what I love about therapy. It helps you find yourself in that spot and redirect your future to where you actually want to go. Get back control of your boat.
One thing I kind of want to emphasize too a little bit too is not only do you find out more about yourself, but I feel like you also get to accept that you will not be the same self from today versus tomorrow, a day from now, or 5 years from now, or 20 years into your end life. Like it helps you accept change. If you can process the change that's inevitably going to happen, I feel you're going to be set up for a good life, especially once you heal those past scripts and traumas from before.
Exactly, and that's how I feel. It's a setup, bro. You giving yourself the ultimate alley-oop for life, you know? So I love it, man. I love it, fam. Anything else anybody wants to leave on today's episode?
No, I just got a question for Donovan.
Yes, sir.
What made you want to become a therapist?
Good question.
Especially because you said you got like social anxiety. Like for myself, I kind of hate, like, not to make it sound bad, but like talking in public. So it kind of feel like, you know, you talking to strangers all the time, but well, potential strangers, but after they come while you get to know people. But like, what made you want to become a therapist?
So I'm gonna say my joke first and then give you a legitimate answer.
All right.
I was tired of giving my friends free therapy.
Oh wow, free advice.
But I don't know. I still don't truly understand it because, again, I only see from my perspective.
Yeah.
But it seemed like people always just open up to me about things and unprompted. They just feel drawn and then just want to open up. I was a person that people came to talk about relationship advice, even though I had no relationship experience.
Yeah.
But a lot of the advice that I gave ended up helping them out in their situation for our knowledge at that time. And even like, I'll even give an example of what happened this past week. I had a customer come in. She came in before and she was kind of going through some stuff, and then I guess something else kind of blew up with her sister because her sister kind of tossed her to the curb, something like that. Older woman, and she came and sat down at my desk to see if, I guess, there was like, to kind of review her account statements and stuff like that to see if there was anything going wrong. But for whatever reason, she just kind of like broke down and was just talking and letting me know what was going on. And all I could do was just kind of like sit there and let her listen. I listen really well. I don't really like to speak too much. Depending on who's around me, I don't really like to speak. I just like to observe and listen.
Yeah.
So seeing that helps other people, and even though I may have not wanted to listen to somebody at that moment because I got work or I just want to be by myself, it is swallowing that anxiety or that irritation of not wanting to do that. And just like hearing people out and then possibly giving advice if they want to hear it, but just being that ear for somebody and how they feel afterwards or what they do afterwards, it brings so much more fulfillment in my life. And again, that's why my current therapist was like, yo, why don't you go back to school? I think you would be an excellent therapist. With her, I feel, especially compared to what was before, but for her, I feel like our sessions are just conversations. Yeah. Like I update her about my life, and I feel like I came into doing therapy with her with a true purpose. I was ready to do what I needed to do. I know this, I know this, I know this. Please help me. Okay, what about this? Blah blah blah. And it's just more of like a dialogue. And in a way, she's kind of quote unquote like a mentor to me. So that's the reason why I wanted to do therapy.
Yeah, because as you were saying it kind of made me feel like my therapist too. Like it's a conversation, and then when I leave it, I feel so much better. And like how you were saying, like people open up to you, it's kind of like, you know, you get that old quote would say, don't ask single people about marriage advice.
Yeah.
But kind of made you think about like, why not? Because they probably thought about when they get married, and if this situation happened, I'm gonna do this. Like, yeah, they might not be married right now, but if they do get married, it's kind of like a yin and a yang. They help you, helping them, and they helping you. So if they ever come across this situation in their marriage, then they'll know how to handle it. Yeah. So it's kind of, I kind of get where you're coming from.
And to kind of build off of what you were saying in that specific example, I feel there is merit in taking advice from single people because they're at the end of the day, they know how to love themselves at the current place that they are. Hopefully. And just because you're right, but just because you're married and you do become one flesh, you're one unit at the same time. But at the same time, you're two separate individuals with separate needs that maybe sometime you can only fulfill yourself as opposed to having the other person do that.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to link missing pieces, but you still have your own piece to maintain and make sure your well is full and healthy in order to, you know, add it into that relationship. So I feel like having that single person, if you do have it, helps you ground yourself that, hey, I am still Marvin, I am still Adrian, I'm still Donovan, and I'm just, you know, this peace and this unity that I'm trying to create with this other person.
And then, you know, too, going off what you guys are saying, my thought would be is you want to ask all type of people because at the end of the day, you know, yes, I'm asking a marriage couple with experience, but for all I know, they had a shotgun wedding. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was forced. You know what I'm saying? It's not really love. They got somebody pregnant and it's like, all right, we got to be stuck together. So, and they marriage, you might think they're happy, but they really not. Yeah. And like you said, you might ask a single person, he may be like, you know what? If I had a wife, I would do this. And he may give you an idea that you be like, you know what? That's romantic as hell. I'm about to steal it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go fix my marriage right now because you gave me a single man trying to be romantic thought that I need right now because I'm getting thoughts from people who've been together for so long. And, you know, same thing. It's kind of like when you watch the TV, you see that couple that, South Park, they had to get purity rings, and then once Kenny got a purity ring, he just turned to a zombie, and he's hanging out with other married couples. Now all they do is watch Grey's Anatomy together, and his friends are like, Kenny, you don't like titties no more? He's like, no, I want purity rings, you know, I want Grey's Anatomy, and it's like, that's a whole new man now. Like, who knows what his marriage has turned him into? Like, the advice you were probably seeking, like, I need some raw advice. He probably sugarcoating everything now because he's been married so long. So I can understand that for sure. Like,
and it still kind of even reinforces that individuality because at the end of the day, it's still your decision.
It's still your decision at the end of the day.
To bring a Bible verse, it's like hold every one of your thoughts captive and take every single advice with a grain of salt. Yeah, go out and seek it. And maybe the pissed off cashier worker at 7-Eleven that you probably initially think you wouldn't take advice from, but he may say a nugget. Or, you know, because he's saying his experience and expressing himself makes you think about a different perspective. And I feel like as many perspectives as you have, as long as you're doing it with a healthy mind and have discernment, can bring you closer to the truth than just yourself.
Yeah. And I agree with that, bro. Like, whatever perspective you need, like, you never know when you need the words you need to hear. Like Marvin, what's my quote this week? It was, I've been stuck on this song for the last week now. And he was saying, what is the line? The line is, never be ashamed of what you got. Don't worry about them other niggas running up and down the block. And I don't know why that line just really hit me, but it stuck with me so hard. Like, I just been on that line. I've been playing that song just to hear that line over and over. And then the second line that has popped up on me, I hate to say it, but you know, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas, and it's like something about that. Like, I'm still to the point, like, how do I pop out and show? Yeah. But then it's like, okay, I'm truly trying to play that line in my mind because like it stuck with me for a reason. But it's like, how do I pop out and show? But then at the same time, it ain't pop out the car and spray the block. It could be show your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Show your podcast. Show whatever it is. Show. Like, on the football field today, I did that today. I think about I did it today because the kid was like, yeah, I'm trying to cut. And I'm like, bro, you don't cut like that. Like, you can cut like that, yes, but I'm going to see that cut. I'm 5 yards off from you. If you cut like that, I know which way you're going. You want to chop your feet and then go. If you chop your feet, I don't know which way you're about to go until you go that way, and now I'm a step behind. Yo, you can go left, you can go right, you can turn around, you can go forward. You know, I'm getting all that, but it's like, that's popping out and showing them. Like, y'all think I'm just a ref and I'm fat out here, but then, you know, they throw the ball and I'm not paying attention. Ref! And I turn around, I catch it one hand in the air and bam, put on the tee. And they be like, okay, ref. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm just reffing y'all. I'm old, but shoot, I got skills still. So,
Right.
yeah, I love that. I love that. But yeah, I think that right there is amazing though. You never know when that perspective is gonna come, and therapy is gonna help you get that perspective every session. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's beautiful.
And just to leave on a quote on my end, shout outs to my therapist Debbie. But again, for this whole podcast, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yep. Nothing ventures, nothing gained.
If you're thinking about therapy, even if you're not thinking about therapy, just take the chance. The worst that can happen is that you just leave and not do therapy. But give it an honest go.
Give it an honest go. Like real talk. You know, if you're working, a lot of companies give you 4 free sessions up jump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, go take the shot, and she may be like, "You're a perfect specimen. We don't need to talk to you."
Yeah.
Okay, then you know you good. Get out of there. You know what I'm saying? But if you even have the thought that you need therapy, that's equivalent to the AA saying I may be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Because that's the first step of realizing it. You know what I'm saying? So that's if you have the thought, I may need to go therapy, you just took step 1.
I got one better for you. If you're thinking you don't need therapy.
If you think you don't need it,
Why
you need it.
Why
Real
don't
talk.
you need it? Why don't you? Tell me why you don't. I'm perfect.
I'm perfect.
Ain't
Really?
Ain't nobody perfect.
Really? I'm gonna point out some stuff right now.
I mean, my thing with that question is like not even me pointing it out, but just asking a simple question. Okay, if you're so perfect, then move to Earth, teleport. Right?
Yeah. If you so perfect, why are you here?
Yeah. Like, is everything in your life going exactly the way you want it to? Honestly, and you don't even got to answer me. I just put that seed in your
That's
head.
it. Yeah, that's it. And if everything's going the way you want to, then yeah, fuck it, you good. Don't go to therapy.
But it has to go exactly the way you want to.
And
if you're on the premise of being perfect.
And that's when it to the point of that's when it gets to the point of you asking that question is gonna make the person ask themselves, how much control do I want on my life?
Exactly.
Some people don't want the control. They don't care. So it's like, you don't want the control, don't care? Keep doing what you're doing, player. You know what I'm saying? You miss 100% of the targets you don't hit. Or my favorite thing is actually okay, we're gonna leave on this one. So one day Charlie Brown is in the backyard shooting arrows, and I can't remember her name. Susie? I don't think her name was Susie. Fuck it, I'm about to miss some cartoons up. Charlie Brown's in the backyard shooting arrows, and Angelica walks up and is watching them shoot arrows. So Charlie Brown shoots an arrow into the wall, walks to the wall, and then paints a bullseye around the wall and says, "That's where I was aiming." And a lot of people go through life about that. Like, they don't know where they're going. They just shooting and say, "That's what I was going for." Yeah. And it's like, was you really? Or do you not have a target and you say, I hit something, so I'm going to take it now. You know what I'm saying? But going to therapy, that's putting the target up there and saying, okay, why can I hit this? Yeah. I want to hit it. Please help me hit the target. I'm tired of hitting over here. I'm tired of hitting the cat. I'm tired of hitting the dirt. Like, I want to hit the target. Help me get close to the bullseye. Yeah. I know I may never hit it, but shit, at least help me hit the paper. Because I'm tired of hitting the wall. You know, I'm tired of breaking arrows, So yeah, that's a great. I think we had some amazing analogies today.
Yeah,
definitely. With the refrigerator was a good one too. You know, you keep cleaning your fridge out. You ain't got to worry about the food spoiling. You ain't got to worry about nothing because you always gonna be on top of it. Second something starts to spoil, you gonna spell it and be like, something ain't right. Let me get my mind right. Let me come through these emotions. I think that's a great analogy.
Therapy, it helps you.
It helps you.
Like how you said, you can see like feeling you get angry, or it'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna bottle it up. Let me figure out why am I angry. Is it really worth being angry about? And how's it gonna make the rest of my day go? Like, am I gonna be angry 5 minutes from now? Am I gonna even care about it 5 minutes from now?
Exactly.
If I am, then all right, let's think about it some more. If I ain't, then shit, we'll leave that shit 5 minutes behind.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna keep moving forward.
Exactly, bro. No, that's 100% real, bro. If it's how big is this effect?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I spilled water. Is the water not going to dry ever? You know what I'm saying? If it's never going to dry, then okay, be mad forever. But if it's going to dry, then Why am I tripping? You on the concrete, my nigga.
Right.
That's why I laugh every single time I do something goofy or
I laugh at
clumsy.
myself, bro. I
Just
start
like-
laughing at myself. Because, like, I gotta laugh at myself. Like, ain't no point in being mad and beat myself up. I'm gonna punch myself in the face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I agree with that. But, yeah, thank you, fellas, man. I think that was some great insight from everybody. Everybody out there listening. If we haven't convinced you to go to therapy, I don't know what to tell you. But you need to go to therapy. Whether you think you need it or not, you should go to therapy just to go test it out. Just go test the waters, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you have any scars, any things that make you upset, anything that you don't feel like you have control over it, go to therapy and help you out. They'll help you with addictions. They'll help you with trauma. They'll help you with family, relationship, love of others, of self, whatever you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, go to therapy and just learn more about yourself. Make yourself the best version you can be.
They're going to help you be a better you.
Be a better you. Yeah, and what's wrong with being better you? You know what I'm saying? A better you gets more money and more love. So, I mean, you can't beat that in my eyes. So be a better you. Make yourself smile more. The more you smile, the more you're going to make this world smile. Yes. So, yes, Marvin, thank you so much for joining us today, fam. We appreciate everything you dropped. Thank you for the great episode show. What was it, like an hour or something?
I was like going on to an hour and 30 and like.
Damn. Thanks for the topic,
minute.
bro. You killed this topic. We haven't had a topic this long in a while.
That's what therapy will do to you.
Yeah, make it think. Make it think. These niggas ain't talking about therapy while I'm in therapy. Let me talk about therapy.
No, because it's weird because like I said, I listen to every episode, so I'm like, what he talking about this week? Now I'm like, oh, hopefully therapy. Not therapy. So I was like, man, I've been going to therapy lately. It's been helping me out a lot. And like how you said, like, because we all in here music junkies, and like the verse that keep popping in my head the last couple weeks, it's been Lil Wayne. He said we all in the same picture. We just got different poses. Mm-hmm. So like, I mean, hopefully my pose is a good pose.
Yeah, exactly. You know, or at the end of the day, shit. Unfortunately, this is a moving picture, so I can't change my pose. If I want to,
Yeah.
You know, so I'm lifting
Very true.
I'm not looking down at them. I'm lifting my head up now.
Yeah.
So I
You
agree.
inspired me. One song that I've been listening to recently, like on repeat, 1 Foot by Marvin. It's just 1 foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 1 foot in front of the other. That's all I need.
I agree with it, bro. Kick, push, coast, nigga.
Man.
I love it, man. So, everybody out there listening today, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Again, get you some mental help. There's never nothing wrong with it. All it's going to do is make you better. If people laugh at you for doing something like that, then they need it as well because they don't understand the benefits that you can really get for something like this. So, yes, I highly suggest go find you a therapist, contact your insurance, talk to your job, schools, wherever you are. Therapy is available all the time. We just don't take available the sources. So let's start taking advantage of these sources. If you're paying insurance, you better be going to therapy because you're paying for it already.
Yep.
Keep it 100%.
Just don't know it. Yeah.
You just don't know it. Yeah, keep it a
Just
buck with
don't know
you. Yeah, keep it a buck with you. You already paying with it. You just don't know it with it. So, yes. But with all that being said, I hope you guys had a great day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to
Just keep
swimming.
There we go. Perfect time. We ain't doing that one over. Woo.